Okay, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about the grass is greener where you water it, and we're going to talk about relationships because I dropped an awesome post today on my socials and it got me all up in my feels. So I'm going to ask you a question really quick, and it is going to be like one of those mirror moment type questions that might not sit so great in the moment because I remember feeling a certain way when I was asked this many, many years ago. So here we go. If nothing changes 5, 10, 15 years from now, what does your life look like? Are you healthier? Are you happier? Are you more successful? Or if you're honest with yourself, do you have a tiny fear that life might actually be worse than it is today? Like if nothing changes. Now, this is the first time that you are pressing play on this, I want to welcome you to the Jamie Summers mini podcast. This all became a thing because I would drop mini chats on my social media and quickly realize those get lost in a scroll. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to make a podcast. So here we are. And they're mini because they're not that long. We talk about all things mindset. I have my bachelor's in health and wellness. I love what I get to do. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I can be one of your biggest virtual best friends that will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, because there are too many people in our life that tells us what we want to hear, and that is not changing us at all, if we're honest. So I want to talk today about the grass is greener where we water it. Now, you may have heard that the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and people might say that to you with a little like snarky attitude or whatever their intentions are. And I have always taught my children that the grass is greener where you water it. And where you choose to water it is the places that you value. It is what you want to see grow in your life. You will show up for the things that matter to you. And in this life, my friend, you better figure out what matters to you. Period. The end. I mean, not the end of the podcast because we got a little bit more to talk about because it can't be that many. Okay. But I want you to sit with that question today. If nothing changes 5, 10, 15 years from now, what does my life look like? And here's what I want you to come back to. We need to live life with the grass is greener where I water it mentality. And everybody's grass looks different, as it should. That's what makes life so beautiful. That's where we can learn from one another. That is where we can grow within our life. But when you're looking at relationships, because that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more today, making that post today has really put me in a pocket of gratitude because I feel like I'm at a really great spot. You know, Matt and I have been together since we've been 15 years old. We're high school sweethearts. We've been married for over 21 years. I had both of our children when I was 23, and they are not twins. They are 11 and a half months apart. So Irish twins. I had one crying and crying at this. I think I messed that line up. I say it all the time. Let me say it again. I had one crawling and one crying at the same time. So I get it. I get the stay-at-home mom life. I was blessed to be able to have that be a reality in our life. And, you know, back then, Matt's working real hard to provide for our family, and he still does. But back then, you know, we had a purpose that I was going to be here and, you know, not miss the big moments. And that meant that had to go to the grocery store with a calculator so that we didn't go over budget, so that we could still pay our mortgage and we can feed our family. And there are certain things in your life that when it matters to you, you have to look at the other things in your life that will trickle around it. Because if that matters to you, what around it will be affected. And being affected doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It means that you need to pay attention to it. It means that you need to water that grass, right? So showing up at the grocery store with a calculator and knowing where we needed to be was a very important thing. So when we're looking at watering our relationships, my post today, I was talking about how I'm grateful that Matt and I never sacrificed our relationship. Like we We never took one another for granted. We always held the highest value to the I do that we made. And it didn't mean that we didn't put our kids as a priority in our life, because if you know us, you know that those damn kids are my freaking forever best friends and they are freaking amazing. And the relationship that we have as a family unit is something that is one of my biggest successes I will ever have in my entire life. Like, it makes my heart so happy to know how our family is. So, and I think that it has a lot to do with rewinding the tape and giving you one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give you. If you are a newlywed or you are newly, parents, is to never stop dating your spouse. Period. The end. And I know that there could be a lot of things that can get in the way of the date, or you feel like you got to take the kids with you to the date. I promise you that we need to have the mindset of the grass is greener where we water it. Because the thing is, my friend, those kids, they're going to grow up and they're going to leave you and they're going to have their own life. And then you're going to be sitting 20 years later if you didn't water that grass of the I do. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what do we do now? Like, it's going to be hard to have that relationship piece if you sacrifice that many years and didn't build it and didn't grow together. So Matt and I made it a pact, basically, that when the kids came home from the hospital and in diapers, we had a plan that we were going to prioritize date night at least twice a month, just us. And we're so grateful for great family. They do say it takes a village, and I'm so grateful for that, because it did allow us to have those moments where Matt and I got to be Matt and I, not mom and dad. We got to be Matt and Jamie. And fast forward to today, realizing that we are the walking billboard that our children have grown up to see values and traditions, and how we treat one another is something I'm very grateful for, that we prioritized our relationship. We did that. And now we're in a season of our life where it's a brand new chapter. We're not going to the bleachers to cheer our faces off anymore because those kids done graduated high school. And I miss that season so much. Like, take me back for a moment. I loved it. But as much as I loved it and as much as I miss it, I also love the chapter that we're in right now, where we're in a different bleacher of their life, and we're so proud of those damn kids and their work ethic and who they have grown up to be. But I'm so grateful that Matt and I grew through never losing our relationship through the thick of parenting. So if there is one huge piece of advice I can give you on the other side, if you are, like I said, brand new parents, brand new newlyweds that want to start a family, make that a priority. Like, you will show up for what matters to you and never lose sight of the I do. Because now Matt and I get to go into a new season, a new chapter, where now it's not date night every, other week. Now we could go every single week and really get to enjoy life and have great conversation and grow through it all together. So I'm in the feels today. So I thought that I would, chat about it on the mini podcast, offer some grass is greener where you water it mentality, because I think that it's so important. So, thinking back to, when is the last time that you went on a date, and when is the next one? And if it's been too long, my friend, or you haven't had a moment to where you have had a babysitter, like, you can make it work, right? We all can make things work. Everything is an ROI on our choices. And, there are things that we can let go that are not moving things in the direction that we want. Like, do we need to swing through Starbucks every single day and drop $7 on a coffee that they can't even spell our name right on? Like, you know what I mean? So, like, if it is a money thing, you can find little pockets that you can then be like, okay, well, if we do this, then we can afford that. And you know what I love about this perspective of the grass is greener where you water it? You can apply that mentality on any category of your life. It doesn't have to be relationships, my friend. It could be your health. It could be your better health. It could be your finances. It can be your future, your passion. It could be anything that is important to you. So I want to encourage you today to just ask yourself that one question. What does life look like 5, 10, 15 years from now if nothing changes? And if you can answer that and you're excited about it, keep doing what you're doing, my friend. But if you're like, I don't know how life's going to look, but I'm a little nervous. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get what I say that I want. I don't know if I'm ever going to achieve those goals that I have in front of me. I want you to take the frustration off your shoulders for a moment if that is you. And I want you to close your eyes if you're not driving, right? Close your eyes and ask yourself, what are my mountaintop goals? What are the things that I want to reach, rock, and maintain the rest of my happy, healthy life? No limitations on your shoulders. Knock them off. Like, you can never lose hope that there are solutions out there for you, my friend. You just need to know that they exist, and you just need to know that the grass is greener where you water it. So remove all the frustration, remove the limitations, and ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want 5, 10, 15 years from now in the relationships? What do you want 5, 10, 15 years from now in your health, in your finances, in your future, in your passion? What are those big, audacious goals that you have that you haven't shared with anyone because you are so nervous that they're never going to come true? Here's the caveat to that. If you don't put yourself out there, my friend, and you don't chase after those things that are worth it to you in your life, you're never going to reach them. Like, you're just not. You have to chase them. You have to put in the work to water the grass so that it is greener. Because if you don't put your yes first, my friend, who will? Right? So go decide where you want to water that damn grass and show up for that life. Put that yes first, and I'll see you next week.